Welcome back to the Prop Shop. I am your host, Bobby Stanley, also known as PropHolliday on social media, rocking with the GoldBoys. It is week 16, the NFL, Thursday night football. We got the Broncos, we got the Chargers. But first, the NBA Cup settled the other day. The Bucks upset the Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday night, taking down the in-season NBA Emirates Cup. I think it's NBA Emirates Cup this year. 5-point underdogs. Giannis showed up, triple-double, 16, 19 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 blocks. Everyone has their own opinion and perspective on this in-season tournament and the state of the NBA, and mine is not as binary as those. Some people say this is great, some people think this is awful. At the end of the day, this is competitive basketball in November and December, which we're not used to seeing. I love that, but somewhere this to me, this is somewhere just below like getting excited for the Olympics. It's not playoff basketball. It's not even the playing tournament for me, but it is competitive basketball. It's not what we had as an NBA fan, as an NBA purist. I like to think I do get excited for that much. Um, I'm not there yet in that this is meaningful. I don't think I'm going to look back in a few years and say the NBA Cup meant this and NBA Cup MVP meant that. I'm not there yet. For the Bucks, though, this gives them some validity in the East, which has been a two-horse race over the first 7-8 weeks of the season. They're 11-2 over their last 13 games. If you include these NBA Cup games, with the championship does not count towards their record. They're shooting unbelievable from three. They're holding up defensively better after their 1-6 start. This doesn't scratch Dame Lillard's championship itch that he hoped to when he was coming here, but it's something for Milwaukee to build on. And we didn't know what they were going to look like heading into the season. For Oklahoma City, I feel no differently about them than I did going into the tournament or coming out of that loss. They're atop the NFC West. They shot 15% from three in one game. And that's the important piece here. In a 7-game series, this is over in 5, maybe 6. But if you're cold, it's going to cost you in the NBA. So that they'll get Chet back. They'll continue to improve. I feel no differently about the Oklahoma City Thunder. I saw a couple tweets saying, is Jalen Williams the guy? Should they move him at the deadline? Can he really be their second or third when Chet comes back? Jalen Williams is fine. Do not blow up anything of the Oklahoma City Thunder because you went, I don't even know what it was, but they shot 15% from three in an NBA Cup game. Let's kind of pump the brakes there. Jason Timpf, he works for Volume Sports. He's someone I respect in terms of NBA content. He's a rising star. He's up and coming. He knows what he's talking about. But he tweeted this out Wednesday, and I took some exception to it. He said, I continue to think it's loser mentality to hate or downplay the cup. The first two MVPs are LeBron and Giannis, winners trying to win everything. Let's remember why this exists. The players stopped giving a shit about the regular season so much that the commissioner had to step in and change the rules for all NBA and had to change the rules for awards. So you have to play X amount of games to even qualify. I also think they came up with the NBA Cup because it coincides with the Las Vegas city getting their own franchise. So they put the quarterfinals there. You start building some NBA buzz over the years. And then when you put a franchise in, it's kind of plug and play. And then the NBA couples it with some lucrative endorsement deal from Emirates. This isn't meant to be about winners and this was done to fix a scathing problem in the NBA. Now, we also saw the other thing I want to talk about. Part of this was Darin Ham. Darin Ham has delusions of grandeur to say, to do as well as I did, I swear to God, anywhere else, I'm probably looking at an extension with what I did, Ham said. I'm not talking about feelings. I'm talking actual facts. They go from making it to the playoffs to the Final Four in the NBA, the conference finals. Then you win the in-season tournament, navigate through all the injuries, win both of your playing games, and get to the playoffs. I'm content with the NBA Cup. It is very fun to bet. It can help teams looking for an identity and give young teams like the Magic and the Houston Rockets some meaningful game experience. That was awesome for the Orlando Magic. Sands, Franz Wagner, and Paolo Banchero. Those guys played a meaningful game, and that's going to help them later in the season. I love the NBA in-season tournament for that. But that's where I'm at right now for what this is. Not Darin Ham getting on a soapbox about how good of a coach he was because he won 2 back-to-back NBA Cups. There's no banners. There's no tournament accolades. There's no NBA Cup MVPs will ever come to my mind. The sad part about all of this is that we need a cup to get competitive NBA play before All-Star break. And some people wonder why the ratings are dropping. It doesn't take that much to figure out why. That's the end of my rant, but I had to have my own 2 cents in there. Game preview for tonight. It's getting down to the wire. as we head into week 16 for the NFL regular season. Thursday night, we have the Denver Broncos heading to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. There's some 2.5s. I saw some 3s. I think you could still get some 3s. Herbert has been limited all week in practice with an ankle injury. He played through that ankle injury in week 15. He should be good to go. On the Broncos side, Pat Surtain returned to full practice. He is good to go. Jonathan Franklin Myers still yet to practice. I'm waiting to get an update on him, the D tackle. Will Dissly, tight end, is out for the Chargers, but they are getting Hayden Hurst back. They activated Hayden Hurst off IR. We'll talk about him a little bit later. And then running back Jaleel McLaughlin for the Denver Broncos, he is out as well. So some key guys on both sides of the ball for both teams in this game. I think the Chargers a little more banged up than the Broncos. Both teams jockeying for a wild card spot in the AFC. The Chiefs, I believe, have clinched the AFC West, or they've clinched a playoff spot. I think they've clinched the AFC West. However, this will have an impact in seeding overall, with the Broncos sitting at 9-5, the Chargers sitting at 8-6. I look to my producer, Tone. I don't have your face pulled up, but you know the AFC playoff picture a lot better than I do. The Chargers won the Week 6 matchup in Denver, 23-16. The total currently sits at 42. Couple fun facts for tonight's game. I'm pulling these from NFL Pro. If you guys paid for it, if you did not, I got you. That's why I'm here. Broncos are 1-5 against teams that are above 500 this season. They are 8-0 against teams 500 or worse. The Chargers have used the lowest rate of press coverage this season. The Chargers outside corners have a line in off coverage, 81% of snaps. It's a league high. They're giving up a cushion of 7.3 yards. So those quick routes for Denver, where they should have some success getting all that cushion from the Chargers defense. Bo Nix has recorded most of his scramble runs against man coverage this season, scrambling on 9.6% of dropbacks. That's fourth highest. However, it's worth mentioning the Chargers run zone at the fourth highest rate in the league. Might not be a Nix rushing night in terms of yards, maybe his touchdown prop. It's not something I'm on, but the yards I would be a little bit scared of. Let's talk about my first play tonight is on the Denver side of the ball. Devonte Williams, running back for the Denver Broncos, 54.5 rushing plus receiving yards, minus 114 for 1 unit. I got this yesterday after the Jaleel McLaughlin news, but I got it on FanDuel, and they didn't have enough time to update the line. So I saw some 60.5s after McLaughlin was out. I don't really like it as much at 60.5. I got him somewhere around like 40. I don't see the value as much at 60.5. If you can get it 54.5, it's a great spot. Bring the unit size down if you're still getting 60.5. But we're buying at the lowest of low for Devonte Williams this week in Los Angeles. The veteran running back is in the running back by committee, I would say, and he's been struggling of late. His last 3 rushing receiving combinations over the last 3 games, 4, 4, and 23. I said that correctly. A little bit scary, but we're in a really good number here, and you take away one of the legs of that 3-headed monster. This leaves him and the rookie Audric Estime to man most of the snaps offensively. Since his week 6 breakthrough, Bo Nix has completed 74% of his passes while recording 106 passer rating, 12 touchdowns against zone coverage. So what we're talking about with the Chargers. They play zone coverage at the 4th highest rate. He's having a ton of success. This matchup is a good redemption story for Devonte Williams against the Chargers, who have utilized zone coverage at that rate. As it relates to Williams, he is second on the team in target shares, targets, and receptions against zone coverage since week 6 that we were talking about, that Bo Nix kind of took that step. So while they fare well against the run, only 2 more teams allow targets to opposing running backs more than the Chargers. That's the Bills and the Falcons. So I'm playing the rush and receiving yards. I think Devonte still gets anywhere from 9 to 12 carries, depending on how the game script goes, and then should see at least 3 or 4 targets tonight. So 54.5, I think, is a good number. If they ride the hot hand, he's the early guy. I think we're getting a steal here. So over 54.5 rushing and receiving yards. Play it to, for 1 unit, play it up to 58.5. I think I saw some 58.5s on Fanatics. 60.5, bring that down to about 3/4 of a unit, just to be cautious. Guys, FanDuel is making it easy to get in on the action. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins, and 3 months of NBA League Pass. It's that simple. Click the link in the description and jump in. You must be 21 plus to take part. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. That is my favorite ad to do because NBA League Pass is awesome, and it's why we know the Magic and the Rockets are good teams. You had to wait to the NBA Cup to figure that out if you didn't have NBA League Pass. Talking about NBA, let's go over to Devin Vassell. I got one NFL, one NBA play for tonight. I'm not massive on the NFL game like I have been. I don't know if it's the total. I don't know if it's the matchup. Going in on paper, I feel like Denver should cover. They should make this competitive based on how they're playing, but they hadn't beaten any good teams. And at the end of the day, I'm always going to go with the better quarterback here in Justin Herbert. So I lean the Chargers, and I know my Bengals fans out there lean the same way. Let's talk Devin Vassell over 15 and a half points for 1 unit. Vassell of the San Antonio Spurs. He's hit this in 6 of 11 games on the season. And the matchup with Atlanta kind of put me over the hedge. The Hawks ranked 20th in spot up defense, 21st in handoff defense, 16th in transition, and 30th in pick and roll ball handler. These are the top 4 scoring play types in Vassell's repertoire, if you would say. I have him playing around 25 minutes tonight. When he hits 25 minutes, he goes over this line in 4 of 6 games. He's coming off an 0 of 6 from 3, 2 of 11 from the field against Minnesota. So we're getting a buy low spot. We're buying low on Devonte Williams. We're buying low on Devin Vassell. I guess that's the theme for Thursday night. 1 unit on Vassell over 15 and a half points. If you're looking for some alt line action, I would go as high as 20 plus. Before we go into the touchdown liquor cabinet, let's hear from my boy Brad.
Wait, before we get back to the picks, I wanted to thank you all for watching. Friends don't let friends watch videos without hitting the like button. So go ahead and press the thumbs up button and like the video. If you're new here and not subscribed, you should go ahead and do so because we're dropping new content each and every day on the GoldBoys Network. We strive to cover every sport and give out picks and analysis and valuable information for free on the GoldBoys Network. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you can get notified when we drop something new. I'm Brad Thomas. Let's get back to the picks.
Touchdown liquor cabinet tonight. You got my top shelf for 1 unit, my mid shelf, my half unit, and some well vodka. You guys know me by now. I'm not forcing it if I don't see anything worth putting a full unit, especially on a touchdown score. It's pretty rare I do that, or it's not an every week thing I do that. I have none. I have nothing. I feel 100% I'm putting a full unit against this on a touchdown score. Skip the top shelf tonight. Totals at 42. These teams are banged up. We got running backs by committee. I don't trust these wide receivers. I don't trust Quentin Johnson against Pat Surtain. Not for 1 unit. Go to my mid shelf. I'm going half a unit on Ladd McConkey because I got it at plus 162. Half unit on McConkey. He's the wide receiver one there. I think he's on the brink of breaking Keenan Allen's rookie franchise record for receptions in a season. And hopefully he does it before the 17th game. That'd be pretty cool. But McConkey at plus 162. I saw this as low as plus 120, plus 130, 162 over on Bet365. I'll go a half a unit on McConkey. I won't go full. Javonte Williams at plus 150. He is the starting running back. We have this love-hate, it's mostly a hate relationship with Audric Estime, the Notre Dame rookie running back, over in the prop shop. I bet him mercilessly. I want to say 4 or 5 weeks. At least 4 or 5 weeks this season, I bet Estime 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns. He's let me down every single time. I caught a massive odds discrepancy that I shared with the prop shop. I haven't checked FanDuel if it's still up today. He was plus 410 last night, Estime to score a touchdown. And then every other book, I think, was like plus 225, plus 250. I think DraftKings was like a plus 160 on Estime. There's no McLaughlin. It's Javonte Williams and Audric Estime. If you can still get Audric Estime at 4-1, I would throw a quarter of a unit on that. I gave that out in the prop shop. I don't know if it still exists, but it might have been late off the Jaleel McLaughlin news. So those are my 2 mid shelves. Javonte Williams at plus 150, Ladd McConkey on plus 162. No 1 unit for me. Well, vodka, got to have one. Got to throw a quarter of a unit on something. Give me Troy Franklin, wide receiver for the Denver Broncos at 7-1. He's a rookie, big body guy. He's like 6'2", 6'3", fast as all hell. They've been getting involved in like the screen game. He's been seeing more targets week over week. I like Franklin at 7-1 for the potential of an explosive play. So give me him at a quarter of a unit. That's it for me in the touchdown liquor cabinet. I don't feel great about this game. I don't mind going overboard when I love it, and I don't mind going weak when I hate it. But I have a cross sport parlay for you that I love tonight. Let's talk 35-1, 36-1. I'll round up. Quarter of a unit on a cross sport parlay. I got 3 in the NBA, 1 in the NFL. The last one we did with Ricky Purcell, we hit 2 of the 3 legs. Purcell finished with 16 yards. He needed 30, or else we would have cashed that one. I think it was like 22-1, 23-1. I'm back tonight with 4 legs. including NBA. Jason Tatum, double-double, plus 115, playing Chicago Bulls tonight, high pace, terrible rebounding. They're a fun team to bet overs on when you're playing the Chicago Bulls. 4 straight double-doubles, 14 rebound game against Chicago last game. Give me Jason Tatum with a double-double plus 115. Jonas Valanciunas, 10-plus points, plus 120. Val's averaging 12 points per game in under 20 minutes per game. He's one of 3 people in the NBA to do that. It's him, it's Mo Wagner, and it's TJ McConnell over on the Indiana Pacers, averaging 12 points per game under 20 minutes. He's going to get a double big lineup from Charlotte, Nick Richards, and Mark Williams. They're going to need Valanciunas' size. Give me 10-plus points at plus money for Big Val. Anthony Edwards, 5-plus three-pointers made. His standard line tonight is 3.5. I think that's minus 115. I'm going one more for 2-1, plus 200. The entire world is betting Karl Anthony Towns, Dante DiVincenzo, and Julius Randle to some capacity. You're going to beat that narrative to the ground. Ant steals the show tonight. I was debating between going 30-plus Ant or 5 threes. I'm going 5 threes at 2-1. And then my last leg to make it a cross sport, Stone Smart, tight end for the Chargers, 40-plus receiving. It's plus 160. Disley is out, saw 5 targets. And Disley saw 5 targets in that first matchup against Denver. Smart coming off 6 targets and 5 receptions and 50 yards in his first start. So Smart's first start. I know Hayden Hurst is back. He's been activated off the IR since November. He's returning this week. I think Smart did enough to earn the start again tonight. Will Hayden Hurst eat into some of his snaps? Possibly. But I'm getting 40-plus receiving yards at over 1.5 to 1, and I think this kid can make the most of it. Harbaugh seems to like him. It's worth the risk here. These 4 legs, Jonas 10-plus, Tatum double-double, Ant 5 threes, Smart for 40-plus receiving, $20 pays $737, and I just paid for Christmas. Lock those 4 in. Go over to the Touchdown Liquor Cabinet. Give me Ladd McConkey, Devonte Williams for a half unit, Troy Franklin on a quarter. And then the 1 unit plays, the one that's going to cover all of this and still make us profitable. Devin Vassell over 15.5 points for 1 unit. Javonte Williams over 54.5 rush plus receiving yards. That's all I got for you guys. I'm not going to see you on Sunday because I'm going to the Jets and Rams game and hoping that doesn't end horribly. Do we have Monday Night Football this week? Because I know we have some Saturday games. I don't think we have Monday Night Football this week. I have to double check, as I hate doing this. I rarely do this, but I want to double check so I don't speak too soon. I may not see you until after Christmas. No, we do. We do have Monday, December 23rd. I take that back. We have Saints and Packers, and I will be there. I will see you Monday just before Christmas to wish you a happy Christmas, a Merry Christmas. Until then, best of luck tonight, guys.